Hello, my name is Raluca and I'm here at GPeC Commerce Summit together with our special guest for the second time this year, Chris Goward, CEO of WiderFunnel. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Raluca. Thank you.
Today you talked a lot about conversion optimization for mobile, and
Yes.
the context has been a lot about mobile since Google updates. How is mobile CRO different from desktop CRO?
Yeah, you know what, and it's a good question. I've been talking about mobile quite a bit for the last couple of years because really it's so important and there's so much opportunity to optimize on mobile. The good news is that the process of optimizing mobile is the same as on desktop or any other context, but what you need to test is often a lot different. There's a lot more opportunity because the user experience and the interfaces and the design and the actual elements, the interactive elements, haven't been perfected yet on mobile. So there's opportunities there to optimize in areas that aren't necessary to optimize in desktop. But there's still the same opportunities to test marketing messages and persuasion tactics and all of the same other things. But validating whether the same things work on desktop versus mobile is really interesting because sometimes they don't. It's very opposite approaches that work in the mobile context.
And in what percentage from your experience do they work pretty much the same, and where do you have to be different in mobile compared to desktop?
Yeah, good question. Well, often the user experience elements are totally different, of course, and the value proposition messages, the things that really hit at the product value and how it relates to the customer are usually very similar, but sometimes it's around the elements of urgency that are different. And the brevity of the content. So often people on mobile don't have enough patience or don't have as much patience as on desktop. So you've got to, sometimes the importance of the different conversion factors in the lift model, we talk about the lift model a lot, and different ones are more important on mobile versus desktop. So like we saw in an example earlier today, there was one example where a different version won on desktop versus the mobile experience, and it was because relevance was more important on desktop if it took a little more content to create relevance, but on mobile, it was less important than the sense of urgency and clarity, and because there wasn't enough space to create that relevance in the person's mind.
Regarding mobile, many online shops in Romania are asking us whether they should go for a mobile app or a mobile website with the responsive design. How do you feel about that? Should they go for both or?
Well, it depends on the strategy. Mobile apps really need often a defined strategy that gives the customer a reason to have an app. What's the benefit for them to keep going back to that app? 85% of apps are installed and never even opened again. So, it's great to have people downloading the apps, but if they're never opening it, it's just a waste of time, right? And then you've got a false conversion. You've wasted that conversion opportunity. So a mobile site might be easier because it's easy to click through from an email, it's easier to open, it takes less mind space, and it takes less, annoying icons all over your phone. But if there's a reason, like the Amazon price comparison checker, well, that app has a clear purpose for why you need to have that installed, and people use it all the time.
Like community maybe, or content marketing, or what could work?
Right, or if you have a product or service that requires a lot of repeat purchase. For example, I have very few shopping apps on my phone personally, but I do have a Nespresso one because I always have to refill my coffee. So I know it's there, and I know I don't have to find the website and log in. I'm always logged in on the app, so there's enough value proposition, just barely, for me to have an app installed on my phone.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, of course, thank you.